Trustees should be prioritising GMP reconciliations right now because they have one bite of the cherry. Abolition hits 5th of April next year, and HMRC have allowed or have offered to help the schemes to reconcile their benefits with themselves. They are closing this down in 2018, and at that point there will be no ongoing help to reconcile benefits. So for the trustees, we need to ensure that all of the benefits that want to be queried are queried and resolved before that date. In terms of the trustees' duty, obviously trustees have a duty of care to pay the right members the right amounts at the right time. In terms of TPRs, considerations around common and conditional data, this will obviously adhere to that. I don't think there's anything stopping trustees from doing a GMP reconciliation now. I think history shows that those C schemes, they are aware of what a GMP reconciliation, they understand what impact and what benefits it will have on their schemes. Whereas those schemes that are going, or live schemes that are going through this process, will have never done this before. You know, everything will be new to them. They will not understand or have had experience of how much it will cost, how much you will need in terms of resources, and the level of detail you need to go into. So for those live schemes, they do need to start straight away, at least get an understanding of what this job is, what this project entails, and potentially how much it costs, and again, how many resources it's going to take. So this is the problem, the budget. We have competitors out there that will talk about, and they've talked about it in the pensions press, that trustees should be budgeting around about £20 per person total capita. PASA have come in and said, well, that really should be £20 to £40 per capita. Whereas no scheme knows that it's got any issues until it's at least done analysis. So we would suggest that every scheme should at least analyse the extent of their issues before a budget is set. Yeah, in terms of timescales, HMRC in the past have sort of quoted that a scheme reconciliation or a GMP reconciliation will take, on average, 7 years. Using shared workspace, it will take, or have a 30% reduction, and will take in a region of 5 years. We have less than 4 years. So schemes do need to jump on this bandwagon and start this now. In terms of when is it too late to start, probably now it's getting to the point where it's too late to start. We know that abolition's hitting 5th of April next year. In conjunction with the timescales on average that HMRC says, it is going to be a very hard task to complete. And schemes need to look at that now and react now. In terms of governance, trustees should ring-fence this project. This is what we call business unusual rather than business as usual. They need to have full governance in place in terms of full project plans, full reporting from their administrators. In terms of legal, there will be times when the legal will become its own, especially with under and overpayments of pensioners, consideration when it comes to trivial pensions, transfer outs, etc. We also know that on the abolition itself, the trustees have the opportunity to change their rules to offset against the rising costs because of national insurance contributions having to be paid now, whereas before they were reduced. But even with that consideration or the change of rules, we need to have actuarial focus on the schemes as well as legal, and they have to bear in mind that they will need member consultation periods. So this is a big question for us. We've tried to advocate that the industry work more efficiently. We feel that if the industry works as efficiently as it can actually make HMRC work as a factory, so factory output. So we believe that the industry needs to come together with the trustees and with HMRC to work in a very close partnership so that we all get through this process unscathed. There's a number of places where people can go find some more. Obviously, HMRC website will tell them from an HMRC's point of view what to do, who to contact, etc. But obviously they can come through to myself at stewart.winter@equiniti.com.